Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Ashlyn the Eclectic Book Witch, and in today's video I was actually tagged a while ago by a spooky little book nerd. It is the Girl Scout cookie tag. So I thought this would be a fun tag to do, and I have a pile of books here to share with you for this book tag. So the first one is for trefoils, which is actually a Girl Scout cookie that I don't believe I've ever tried. But the prompt for this one is a classic novel that you love, and I had to go with Jane Eyre, especially with this amazing special edition that I bought through Book Outlet. It's just always been one of my all-time classic favorite books that I have reread a few times over the span of many years, and I'm actually going to do a reread of it this year, hopefully, with this edition. The next one is Lemon Ups for a book that you find inspiring. And for this one, I decided to go with a book that I read last year called The Messy Lives of Book People by Phaedra Patrick. This one I found inspiring because in this one you are following a woman named Liv Green. She's a mother of two older boys they're at the age where they're going off to college and whatnot, and so she's navigating that along with her relationship with her husband, and she works as a housekeeper. She works for different people, goes to their homes and whatnot, and one of those homes is that of Essie Starling, who is a reclusive author of a very well-known book series in the book. And there were parts of this book concerning Liv taking over writing the book series for Essie because of something that happens in the book. And Essie has been currently working on the very last book of the series to wrap it up and finish it. And then all of that gets put onto Liv, and so Liv is now navigating that as well. And there were things discussed between Liv and Essie, and Liv and other people that have known Essie throughout the many years of her writing career. And to me, as an aspiring writer, this was a very inspiring read, and I highly recommend it to anyone and everyone, especially if you're a bookworm or if you're a writer. Please read The Messy Lives of Book People. It is so worth it. The third one is for S'mores, a comforting book, and for me that is definitely Legends and Lattes. This was such an amazing, endearing, comforting read, and I know I'll find myself rereading it time and time again because it is just a very wholesome story, and I really enjoyed all of the aspects of it. I have not read the prequel yet, Bookshops and Bone Dust. I've heard that this is actually better than the prequel, so I'm still looking forward to reading the other one. I just hope it has all of the comfy, cozy vibes that this one does too. The next prompt is for Adventurefuls. I don't think I've tried that Girl Scout cookie yet either. And it's for an adventurous book. And my favorite adventurous book is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I remember the first time I read this, I was probably, I want to say I was 16 or 17 years old when I read this, maybe. If I wasn't that young, I was definitely probably, no, I definitely had to be around that age because I read this when I was still living with my parents. So this is just such a classic and amazing adventure read. You follow Bilbo as he wants to be left alone in his quiet home, but then of course Gandalf comes with the band of homeless dwarves, and they take Bilbo off on their adventure because Bilbo is to be their bandit sort of person, and they have to confront the Great Dragon Smog, and it's just such an amazing book. I love this book so much. I have still yet to get to the rest of the books because they're honestly to me a little intimidating because they are thicker than this one. Someday I guess I'll have to try and confront my fear of reading all of the big books that are currently residing on my shelves and have been there for quite some time, but there's just something magical about this book that I will never ever forget, and I will never stop raving about The Hobbit. The next one is for Samoas, which are actually my favorite Girl Scout cookie. And this one is for a book that blends 2 or more genres. And for this one, I'm going with Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. This was actually quite a pleasant surprise of a book. So with Nothing to See Here, you're following a woman named Lillian, and she had been friends with a woman named Madison. They were inseparable at boarding school and best friends, and then they kind of went their separate ways afterwards and have barely spoken since then. But then one day she gets a letter from Madison, and she's looking for Lillian's help. Madison is marrying a man who is a very prominent person that is running for, I think it's Senate or Congress or something like that. He's a politician husband, and he has 2 children from a previous relationship, and Madison is concerned about making sure that her 2 twin stepkids are going to be comfortable living with her and their father. So she reaches out to Lillian for help to kind of be their nanny. So this is a very tender-hearted book that also has a little bit of, I don't know if you would call it magical realism or science fiction, but the twin children actually, they have this thing where when they get agitated, they actually spontaneously catch on fire. So it's a whole big thing, as you can see by the cover. And it was just a very interesting read. That's Stormy right there. But if you are into books that are kind of a found family kind of deal along with sci-fi / magical realism kind of stuff, this is definitely, I highly recommend. The next one is for Dosey Does, another cookie I don't think I've tried. It's for either a book that you love that everyone seems to hate, or a book that you hate that everyone seems to love. So this book I have seen a lot of mixed reviews on. It is, I don't have my dust jacket for it, I don't know where that went, but it's The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. And for me, I really enjoyed this one. I have seen a lot of reviews for people that either straight out did not like it, or they liked it from the beginning through the middle, but then of course Riley Sager is known for his twists at the end. The twist in this one, I've seen a lot of people that were not a fan of it. However, I think it worked. I think he managed to pull this one off pretty well. I don't think it's his best book, but it was definitely not his worst. So if you have not read The House Across the Lake and you're into this one, I would say has kind of Rear Window vibes, if you've ever seen that movie by Hitchcock with Jimmy Stewart in it. I would definitely check this one out if you're a fan of that movie. And then we have Thin Mints, which is my second favorite Girl Scout cookie. This is for one of your all-time favorites. And I have to go with another Riley Sager book. The only one left. This is actually, in my opinion, his best one yet. And I'm so incredibly looking forward to his next book that is coming out. I believe, I can't remember if it's June or July, but this had every Riley Sager vibe that I wanted ever since I read. My other two favorites besides this one was The Last Time I Lied and also Home Before Dark. And this had all of the vibes I got from those two books and more. So if you're into gothic, thriller, mystery, slightly horror vibes, this is definitely one that you have to read. And then for the last cookie, it's tag-alongs, and I am tagging 2 people for this book tag. Do not feel pressured to participate if you do not want to. It's just a bit of fun that I thought I would pass along, and I am tagging Pretty in Paper Cuts and also Cindy over at Cindy Wingat Books. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. So that is today's video. I hope you enjoyed my picks for the Girl Scout cookie tag, and I will see you soon. Stay spooky, lovelies.